Hola, amigos y amigas. From a suburb of Detroit, currently in Michigan. Be back to Mexico at some point soon. I'll let you guys know. But in this video, I'm going to talk about biking and e-biking in the Lake Chapala area. Now, bear with me. I'm going to give you some tips, share my experience, and I'm not a professional biker or cyclist by any means, but I'll tell you more about biking and cycling from my point of view and from my experience. Now, I had put up a video about 2 or 3 years ago from Ahihi. It was actually, he was a professional cyclist from Europe who likes to come to Mexico and ride in Mexico, but he's also a professional cyclist in Europe. Maybe I'll replay that video. It's quite an old video, 3 years or so, but I think I may still have it in the iPhone storage. So you'll get a chance to see that. Now, I want to tell you, if you want to know more about e-biking, there are videos you can find professional e-bikers who know how to go through all the gears. They know everything you could ask. They provide you information in their e-bike videos. So Google, go to YouTube or whatever and look for e-bike videos. They're very interesting. I like watching them. They're a lot of fun. Now, but I want to say that biking in the Lake Chapala area can be a lot of fun. And it's now become more than a trend. It's become a way of life for many expats. And also, some Mexican residents ride e-bikes now. I'm seeing more and more of them riding some type of e-bike. But mostly when you're down there, you'll notice that a lot of the Mexican locals ride just regular, normal manual bikes, and they ride some pretty good ones too. So there are places you can get bikes from. I'll tell you about that later on in the video, where you can get new and or another spot in West Ahik, where you can get used bikes, and they're pretty good. I pointed that out in one of the videos before. But getting to biking, first, I want to say I don't try to influence anyone to buy a bike or get on a bike or rent a bike like I have in the past. I don't try to do it. It's to each and every individual. I would suggest, if you think you're going to have some problems, talk with your doctor first. See a doctor, even if you don't have mobility issues or problems. Still consider your health overall and see if it's a good idea to ride a bike or an e-bike. But I'm not trying to discourage anyone at all. I just put up some videos the other day, like a few days ago. A good friend of mine did an interview with him. He was on his e-bike in the Ahi Plaza. He likes to go down into to the Malecons, over the cobblestones, and he's got a pretty good e-bike. He likes to take his bike over to the Malecon, sit down. He's got a chair in the back. He relaxes and he reads down there. So that's what he does. But he does get around Ahi pretty good. He's from Ahi, and I've seen him all over on his bike. Now, there was another gentleman I did an interview with. That was early on, and I think I re-uploaded that a couple weeks ago. A guy named Bob. It's from 2022. Not long after I started the channel in 2021. Excuse me. There was a man named Bob explaining his e-bike and the functions of his e-bike and things, and telling you how much he loved it. So he was talking to me in that interview, and then I noticed it, and I think like 6 months later, I went and rented one for 6 weeks. Now, I'll tell you how much I loved that bike. I would ride it in the mornings, even when it was a little dark outside. I had a light on it, a front light. I had light, and I had a little blinker on the back, red light, so people could see me. So those are important. Also have a little horn on it that works. So get a little horn that goes beep, 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 so you can when you're getting near people walking, it's just a lot of people will walk on the bike paths as well as ride bicycles on the bike paths. Now, they're a lot of fun. I took my e-bike that I rented. I would go in 2022. I was riding for 6 weeks, rented a bike, but then got a car and just was riding in a car a lot. But I did pick up e-biking again in 2024, even though I have a car down there. I did start riding a friend's battered up old e-bike, as you can see in the videos. But I want to say, you can take them depending on the type of bike you get, and I would suggest e-bike. Going up the hills, say if you're going, I used to ride up the hills, different places like up by the old Donuts where Pasta Trenta used to be, right across from the Ahi Pharmacy there, or Guadalajara Pharmacy in Central. I'd ride up the hills there. I'd go to other places and ride up hills in different towns, things like that, and never use them for mountain biking. I am not a mountain biker, and I only rode manual bikes there one time that was on a Malacan. My friend Rachel had her bike, a manual bike, and she let me ride it, and I rode it for the length of Malacan. There weren't a lot of people there, so I rode that bike, and I never rode a manual bike after. It's not because I don't like manual bikes. I just prefer to e-bike. I can get around a lot quicker on an e-bike. Now, the thing is, you can set them for certain speeds. I like to go as fast as I could, as fast as the bike allows me to, but you can also slow them down. And the good thing about e-biking is I can also put it in a manual shift where I can shift manually and charge the battery or get the bike going. The bike will still be on, the motor will still be working, but I'd be doing a pedal assist. So that's one thing about the e-bikes. You can also, and I've done this before, shut the engine off while riding the bike. It's always good. Have both hands on the bike, but if you feel you can do it, turn the bike off and then coast down hills, save your battery's power, and then why have it, if you don't need it. But if you don't want to take your hand off of one of the handlebars, you want to be careful, just keep it on. And also, you can shut the bikes off at certain times and pedal. Just pedal. I've done that before. Turn the key, shut it off, and just went on regular pedal mode so I could get some exercise. But they're great. They're a lot of fun. I would go down to the Malacans, out to the cobblestones, anywhere I would go, all over the towns in the Lake Chapala area. Once again, ride up the cobblestones, but ride the bike paths as well. There's a bike path that goes from now, a couple of years ago, they built one on Francisco I. Madero Avenue in Chapala when they were putting in the new roads there. They put a bike path going north and south up to just about North Chapala, all the way down to Central. It's on two sides of this highway, Francisco I. Madero Avenue. They got one going for each way. However, when you get down to Central Chapala, you're going to have that one straight bike path going all the way to Jacotepec. And I've ridden that from Chapala to Jacotepec. Of course, sometimes I take a break because I want to stop and talk with some people or maybe do some shopping. It depends. Now that's another positive with riding an e-bike. You can shop. You can get baskets put on the back. I had a basket put on the front of the handlebars at one time. I'd put my groceries there. Now, being the fact that I didn't have a big basket, I could put stuff in the basket, and sometimes I would take the bags I have and I'd slip them over onto the handlebars and still ride and keep a lot of groceries and things like that. But you're also going to find trikes. I never rode a trike. A good friend of mine, Norm, did a video with him. He used to live in West Ahi. He picked one up. He eventually moved to Ramirez del Pilar. He's 81 years old, rides a trike. And there's nothing wrong with riding a trike, no matter what age you are. If that's what fits your lifestyle and that's easier, by all means do it, But once again, you want to be careful. Those would be better for people with mobility issues. You got the two big wheels in the back, one big wheel in the front. A lot of room for groceries here. So there is also something else that came out. I did a short video on. Lady from Ahihi, she takes it's like a golf cart, but it's not a golf cart. So you can ride those on. I've seen people ride them. I don't know officially, if they're supposed to be riding them, but they're miniature. They're like small golf carts, and you can't take. I've never seen golf carts on the bike path, so I just take them on the access roads or some of the other roads. I don't see any e-biking on the carreteras, nor do we see golf carts on the highways. Usually on some kind of access road or down the road. So one of the benefits of getting those bikes is, of course, you carry groceries. That's a great thing. Another thing is you can beat the traffic. I'm not kidding you. I remember before I even got a car, I used to take the bus in Ahihi. There was a lady, she'd be in Ahihi, and I'd see her somewhere just getting on her bike. I would take a bus to Chapala, and before I even got to Chapala on the bus makes stops. She was already in Chapala, sitting down, having her coffee, waiting for her lunch. So, and she had a manual bike. I later met her somewhere in Ahihi. Really nice lady, but she rides a manual bike. Extremely, extremely good shape and good condition. So, let me think of another example. Riding the e-bikes. Once again, you might have congested traffic, especially when the snowbirds get back. I'm not saying it's going to be like that every day or all hours of the day, but there are going to be times, as one of the gentlemen said in a video a few days ago on this channel. He said that's one reason he got it, because he can get around quicker and not have to deal with the traffic congestion, especially in Ahihi. Sometimes going out to West Ahihi and also going out beyond into San Antonio, past the Walmarts here. There could be a lot of traffic there at certain times of the day. And I'm not going to say every day, and I'm not going to say all day either. But there are times when you're going to be stuck in traffic, not moving very quickly. You get on an e-bike, you get around, zip around all over the place. Now, they are building racks. A guy asked me in a video a couple of years ago, are there racks so you can lock up your e-bikes? And I remember they found one, they put one in. I think they put them in on the Melcons. They put one in across the street from San Antonio Hospital in San Antonio, right by Chula Vista Golf Course and tennis courts there. There's a place to lock them. Of course, you could probably bring them onto those properties, but, excuse me, there's one near the bus stop there, and they're popping up with more places you can lock your bikes up at. So, whether you're riding a manual bike or an e-bike, you have places you can lock them up. And even at some of the stores, they might have racks or certain places you can lock them up if you're concerned about something happening. So, let me see. Yeah, I rode an e-bike also from Chapala, even on the newer part of the portion of the bike path, and also from Central Chapala to Hokotepec. Never on one ride from Chapala all the way to Hokotepec. No, usually I'll pick a town, start out in one town, and then just go pretty long ways. But usually I'm shopping, or I like to stop for some reason, maybe make a video. I have made a lot of videos on e-bikes, and I'll tell you a little bit about how you can do the same thing. Once again, I'm not a professional e-biker or cyclist. I've been riding since I was a kid, two bikes in my garage. I have a Trek bike here I like to use quite a bit, and I have an extra bike for relatives or for a relative or a friend that wants to come over. They have a bike too, but I got a Trek with all the bells and whistles and everything, saddlebags, the lights, and that's another thing. You want to get lights on your bike, so if you want to take a chance riding at night, some people do. Not a lot, but some people do. I do. I ride the e-bikes on the bike paths at night, but I slow it down a lot. Be careful. Now the lights are good because you're going to run into certain areas where you're not going to have as much light, and you want to see ahead of you, and then you want people to see your light that are approaching you, whether they're walking or whether they're bike riders. Also have lights in the back that go little blinkers. They'll run. You could adjust them to a certain speed if you want. But it's like getting lights on bikes is really the thing to do. Now, I'm going to admit to you, made mistakes. I never fell off a bike before, but in Mexico when I was riding the e-bikes, I never wore a helmet. I have a helmet here. When I ride up here, I ride with a helmet. So I think that's something I should be doing, riding with a helmet when I get back to Mexico. I don't own one. Once again, I rented one in 2022 from a local bike shop diagonally across from the Yahi bike terminal. I rented one for 6 weeks. Absolutely loved it. I think I went back, rented it again for a week or something, but then I got my friend's e-bike last year when I was there, and even rode it some this year in Chapala too, and other places. Even took it all the way up to Lakota. So rode my friend's bike, but some of the videos I made, you can see a bar sticking out. It's kind of a makeshift to hold a clamp on the phone. I even have some footage from the Malecon in Chapala. I haven't uploaded yet. I have some footage from Parque La Cristiania. I don't believe I've uploaded. Maybe I put some of these short videos. If I don't upload them, you all save them for you guys. If you see me in person, I'll show you them. They'll be on this side. But I want to tell you what you can do. A lot of people, you can get a clamp like this, put this on your handlebar. Now the second bike I didn't do that with, but you can get a clamp, get this, here's a little thing, twist it, it'll grip really good onto your handlebars. Now, a lot of people, and I don't suggest dialing the phone, riding with one hand and making phone calls. So if you want to stop, you can stop, you can make your phone calls, and then even if you want to shoot a video before you start, that's what I do. Except when you see some of the videos, it might be excerpts. I usually start running the video before I even get on it, or before, at least if I'm on it, I'm not pedaling at the time, so I'll do that. But a lot of people like to keep theirs like this and vertically, but when I shoot a video on the bike pass, you could do this too. You just turn this around horizontally. You're gonna have like a movie or like a television picture screen, so you'll see a little bit, it'll be a little bit more wider. But if you want to shoot it this way diagonally, hey, by all means go for it. So that's one thing. Get a good mount. Remember when I first started riding the e-bike for 6 weeks back in 2022, I was riding from something like a place like Ajijic to Central Chapala. Before I got into Central, I got about 3 blocks before I got into Central, or maybe a quarter of a mile actually, before I got into Central. I was making the video, really lengthy e-bike video. This, I didn't have a good clamp like this, but there are better ones available, and this one is a good one. The phone, while I was riding, I hit a bump. The phone fell off, went to the ground, and the camera was face up. All you see is the sky. People, I played the video. I didn't edit it, trim off, clip off the end. People were saying in the comment section, "Are you all right?" People thought the phone fell off. And I'll tell you another thing. Thank God I get good cases. I get really good cases on these phones. So anyway, the phone fell. Screen didn't crack at all. Phone was still good. And people would ask me, they thought, actually, when one of my relatives saw the video, I got a call right away. Are you okay? Etc., etc. No, I did not fall off the bike. I did after I realized the phone fell off. I did take the bike and set the bike down gently, but I saw the phone. So, that was the end of the video. And I thought to keep it that way. It's kind of a surprise or something. But some people, I don't know who it was, long-term viewer. I don't know if it was, what's her name, from Minnesota. Are you all right? Other people, are you okay? Did you get hurt? But no, I didn't. I just put in the comment section, no, I didn't get hurt. And then when I put up the video in the description of the video, yeah, my iPhone fell off, my handlebars, but I'm okay. I'm not hurt. Because if you see the video at the end, like before I changed the description, someone would think that I maybe fell off the bike, which I didn't. So this is a lengthy video. I just want to let you know about e-biking. It's a lot of fun. There is only, I think, believe to my awareness, one other YouTuber who actually rides the bike path. There may be another one. He's an older gentleman. I believe he might have an e-bike and he likes to ride around on his, but I'm not sure if he rode on the bike paths. But Jim from JB's Big Adventure YouTube channel, he's a relocation specialist, and also he's takes people out for discovery, tours, and boots on the ground, whatever he's calling his tours. I can't remember, though that's pretty close. And he takes people, he knows all the neighborhoods in the Lake Chapala area. He's an avid bike rider. I think e-bike, not for certain, but maybe it's a manual bike, but he's a rider too. So you can watch his channel. I know he's put out some really, really good videos, e-biking also, and contact him if you want to know more information about biking or e-biking. Now I'll tell you, I don't go up mountains, even on the e-bike. I get good tires. That's another key I want to say. If you can also get racing bikes that are with racing tires, even in some of the videos I put up, you can see some of them, especially ones from San Juan Costa. When I was out that way, there's a guy riding, and there's people that ride racing type of bikes. And then another friend of mine, he lives all the way up in North Chapala. He's got a home there. He goes all the way from Chapala to Hakotepec pretty frequently, but he doesn't ride e-bike. He's in superb condition for biking. I'm in pretty good, but occasionally my back bothers me. I have an issue with my back, reoccurring issue, and he just likes to go, man. And I like to stop off every now and then. And but there's also another thing. When you have these e-bikes, you have to talk to the place where you're buying a bike, and also check those bike videos I was talking about from Google, because the energy of the battery will only last you so many miles, depending on the battery, the electric battery or the batteries. They will only last you so many miles, and they have to make sure they're fully charged. Big mistake I made. I went out to Hakotepec last year in the fall or either the beginning of the year this year, and I took it out there. It wasn't fully charged, and I think there was something wrong with the electrical on that bike. It was my friend's bike. His son's just beat it to heck, you know. They drop it, things like that. They don't put it up on the kickstand, things like that. So, but it's still a decent bike. But either something was going with the electrical, and I was in Hokotepec. I got over to San Juan Cosola, where the Morisco restaurants are. Before I got to the Morisco restaurants, on the way back, the battery charger ran out. I went over, plugged it in for an hour, had a meal at one of those Morisco restaurants in San Juan Costa, where you can see the lake, beautiful place. But I had it plugged in there for an hour. It takes quite a few hours, I think. And I'm not speaking on all bikes, but to charge the battery, so it didn't have enough charge. I got on it again, went to West Ajijic, got into West Ajijic, and then it went out. And I had to walk the bike, up the bike, along the bike path all the way. And I was wondering, what am I gonna do? I can't ride this thing. It's be a long ways to ride that heavy bike. It's a heavy bike. Some of them are heavier than others. And so I walked it over to the plaza. And that's when I saw a vendor I know. And I've known him and his family. I'm friends with them for many years. And I knew he had a truck, and I thought, maybe he's gonna go, he lives in Chapala, take it back to where my friend was who lent me the bike. And I'll take it back there, put it in his truck. And then I showed up. He says, well, I don't have my truck with me, but I have my nephew here with me. He had a big SUV. They put it in the truck and took it with me to Chapala. Now, they didn't want any money, but I made sure they were paid very, very well. You know, I didn't take advantage of their friendship or anything like that. I paid them really, really well and really made it worth their while. They were reluctant to take the money, but I told them, please take the money. So that was pretty good to pay. It only took about, the whole time, took about 30 minutes loading the bike on for them to bring the truck, get the bike on it, and then finally get it up to Chapala. But they made out pretty good. So, and I wanted to see them make some money, you know. But with that, this is a lengthy video. Tap on that notification bell. You'll be notified of upcoming videos. And once again, I was going to shoot, or I didn't say so, this earlier, a couple hours ago, outdoors, show you my Trek bike and the things that I have for it, and the lights and the saddlebags, etc. And I had the bike out in the yard, but it started raining. Heavy raindrops started coming down, and I said, I can't do it. I'll have to do this video indoors. That was a couple hours ago. Then I came indoors. Then it stopped raining, but by that time I had my bike in the garage. And I said, okay, I'll take a break and make this video from my living room, and so that's it. So with that, I have no hesitations and not reluctant to ride an e-bike when I get back to Mexico, wherever I'm going in Mexico or Lake Chapala area. I have not seen, I think, beside myself, any YouTubers riding on the bike paths. And I'm going to tell you, we got some young YouTubers down there. There's YouTubers in their 30s, and there's YouTubers in their 40s, or YouTubers in their 50s, or just turned 50, I think. I'm not sure. But they're relatively young, not near senior age, and I've never seen them get on any B-bike. So, this is for anyone, whether a person's a YouTuber, whether you're just going out and wanting to ride an e-bike. And you know what? I'm pretty sure it probably, well, I can't say for sure, but I watch a lot of YouTube from different regions of Mexico. Also, there is a guy somewhere on one of the coasts, near the coast. He's making a lot of them all of a sudden now too, and he makes some good videos. But I don't see any of the relocation people or the influencers or anyone like that really riding e-bikes or bicycles, manual bikes for that matter, you know. So it's pretty good. So I would say if you watch our channels, mine and Jim, JB's Big Adventure, scroll through them, you'll find some e-bike videos, and I hope they're interesting. And I hope that you just watch them and not try to do it just vicariously, but if you can, medically wise and things like that, as I mentioned, after talking to a doctor, please. I'm not suggesting anyone get on a bike. Once again, if you have mobility issues, you know, talk to a doctor. Even if you don't have mobility issues, you may have some other type of medical issue that might prevent you, no matter what age you are, that might be preventing you from riding a bike. I'm not sure. Or an e-bike. I have this back, so sometimes I gotta slow it down, stop, you know. I won't ride one for maybe a month or something, but yeah, I usually get some with some soft seats, but I don't think the e-biking necessarily aggravated my back, you know. I think it's just normal wear and tear. I mean, actually normal walking, whatever I'm doing, or something happens and my back, you know, it's injury crops up, it reoccurs, and I get some pain. So at that point, I'll stop doing certain physical activities. But I like being as physically active as I can. I'll make a list of videos, things you can do if you want to get physically active in the Lake Chapala area. I've made lists before. Many of things you can do there are for free. It wouldn't cost you a penny or next to nothing. And many of the activities and things I've done, I mean, that I'm going to tell you about, many of them I've done personally myself and have experience with myself. But once you get down to the Lake Chapala area, you can get active. You can find things you like to do, and I'll mention those in some upcoming video. Thanks for viewing, and it's a long video, but tap on hit notification bell. You'll be notified of upcoming videos. Thanks for viewing. Hasta luego. Buenas noches.